Hello parents, hello kids. I am very excited to tell you a bit more in depth about the GROW programme, which I mentioned on my video to do with the Totteridge Academy. So I spoke with Lucy Hollis earlier this week to get a bit more information about the programme, how it's going, how it's organised there, and to go and see it because I want in on this. So we had a nice chat, and here are my notes to tell you. So GROW is in its second year. It only started in, I think it was May 2019. So it's still in its infancy. There's still a lot of growing capacity for the programme to do, but it's doing amazing things so far, and it's only going to improve. So Lucy Hollis oversees the curriculum, and she's the module leader. And she told me that the founder of GROW is a chap called George Lamb, and he is actually friends with Chris Fairburn, who is the head of, the sun's just come through. He's the head of Totteridge Academy. So they have a nice partnership, and hence when Chris Fairburn, the head, has 6 acres of land that wasn't being used, it was a perfect opportunity to start the GROW programme. So that's how it got started. There was also a big cultural shift at TTA, Totteridge Academy. And so this was a really good additional programme to complement the rest of the amazing things that are happening with the school. So on the website, this is what is the opening remark. GROW works in schools and communities to promote mental well-being, physical health, and a more hands-on relationship with the natural world. And I think that really encapsulates what it's trying to achieve. So it is made up of flow, grow, which they're now calling ground, from what I understood from Lucy, and think. They also have a forest school and a community farm there. They also incorporate as extracurricular activities at TTA yoga, boxing, mindfulness, and farm club. I love the sound of farm club. Okay, so currently GROW is compulsory for all year 7s. So all year 7s at the Totteridge Academy will do GROW. They get 1 period a week, which is 50 minutes long, and that is timetabled into their curriculum. Now, for years 8 and 9, it becomes an option. So about half of the year opt to do it in year 8 and half of the year in year 9. So they're getting half of each of those year groups. There is no GROW programme currently for years 10, 11, 12 and 13, which I found a little bit surprising. I suppose they want to start it with the youngest ones. I feel like that would be really beneficial. All the things that they're talking about would be really beneficial for those exam year groups personally. And I hope it will come. So each week, 250 students have GROW as part of their curriculum. Well, isn't that an amazing number? It is also an extracurricular activity, and they get 2 hours a week for a targeted group. I stress, a targeted group. So the school selects the children that go onto the programme for the extracurricular. At the moment, what I was told was that 12 students in year 7 who are struggling with anxiety, issues with transition, and issues with resilience, they are on the programme. They have been carefully picked because it will benefit them the most. And 50 students combined from years 7, 8 and 9 altogether are on the programme. Next page. I have 3 pages of notes here. I got a bit excited when I was doing this. Okay, the lessons are delivered by specialist teachers. So there is a specialist yoga teacher that does the flow side of things, and a philosophy teacher that does the think module. Lessons all happen in a dedicated GROW classroom. Now, when I spoke to Lucy about visiting, because of restrictions at the moment, I'm not allowed to go into the classroom. However, I'm allowed to go onto the farm and see that. So hopefully after half term, I'll be able to post some pictures or some little bits of footage about what I see. And then they also have the GROW working field. So they are seed sowing, sheep feeding, harvesting, and learning about the general upkeep of a farm. Now, I have an allotment that's actually behind my house quite handily, and there is a lot of work involved. but my kids love it. Now, the food grown on the farm is already in the canteen, and they're also selling produce. Now, I think that is phenomenal to already have that as a kind of a tick. The programme applies core STEM skills, and they are weighing honey, building raised beds, I presume to plant things in, worm surveying, you need lots of worms to be getting through that soil, growing plants and harvesting their own fruit and veg. And that's all kind of the skills that are developed through the GROW programme, which they're now calling Ground. Another module is the Think module, and it gives children an opportunity to explore philosophical content. So things like reasoning, listening, communication, critical thinking used across the board, problem solving, teamwork and resilience building. So how is this programme monitored? Well, that's what I think is a little bit tricky almost. Well, there are observations, there is certain homework, there's surveys that are taken and that are carried out. Now this assesses the well-being. So you could have a survey at the beginning of a session, how are you feeling? Kind of go, assess yourself. And how do you feel at the end of your 50 minutes or 2 hours if it's the extracurricular? Other than that, there's not too many ways that you can assess one's well-being unless it's long-term. They have reflection sessions and they receive GROW reports. Like you would have a school report for each subject, they have that for GROW as well. That is taken very seriously. Just lost my magnet. Okay, engaging with food. It introduces children to the principles of horticulture and farming and environmental issues. So that is a very big one for our youngest generations now. I liked this part. So it's all based on the seasons farming. You can't get some produce all the way throughout the year, and it's seasonal. So some of the things that they do, they incubate eggs, so they learn about that. They raise chickens. They grow from the seed to the harvest to your plate. They learn about responsible farming, and obviously things don't grow immediately, so they need to have lots of patience and empathy too. Now the flow module has, as I already said a little bit before, it has yoga, so it's partly physical as well as mental. Mindfulness, so being aware of your present state, not thinking about the past or the future, but just being in the here and the now. And breath work, which is all about emotional regulation. Now, I did a video about this in the summer about breath work. It is really important. And it's a really good way of managing stress and anxiety, and that was part of the reason I did it. But they incorporate it in flow. And then the Think module, it has a inquiry-based model, which reminded me a lot about Dwight, because that's Dwight's approach in education. It's all led by the students, by their inquiry, as well as following a curriculum too. They discover their voice and personal confidence through the Think module. So they are challenged about certain things. Now, I've written a couple of questions here that they get asked. One of them is, what duties do we have towards the natural world? Well, hopefully they've all been watching a bit of David Attenborough. So it fosters a curious mindset, and you're having to think philosophically about some of these, what are your answers to these questions? And then another question that I've written here, what are we responsible for and why? Now, there's no specific, what area you're talking about. It's very worldly, and it really makes you think. I think that's really important. Now, this part I loved. The GROW students are given a journal. Now, I have expressed the therapeutic things that journaling can do for you. It really is. It's like a form of therapy. So they are each given a journal to write their experiences and express themselves. And these experiences are then brought together and put into, all their memoirs and reflections, put into a little book, and given to the students. I thought that was just amazing. What a lovely timepiece to have from your Year 7 journey. Loved that. So, have I got anything else on this other page? No, that's it. So hopefully, I hope that has been informative. Please do like, share and comment below if you have any questions that you would like me to ask Lucy when I'm there, because I'm hopefully going to go and visit the farm after half term. Yeah, hope you liked that. I absolutely love the Grow program. I think it's going to do amazing things, and I would like to see it in all schools. So if your school might be interested, they have got different packages for different schools. Obviously, not everybody has 6 acres of field right by their school. TTO was very lucky in that respect. But if it's something that your school might be interested in, maybe forward them this video or get them in touch with Lucy. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Bye.